That's where the ship will land, in the area of Newcomb Crater. As usual, the flight pattern will be remote controlled from the command center on Earth under the ALO system.
What exactly is the aim of this moon flight, Mr. Morland?
Exploration of the areas around the Newcomb Crater and the Nubium Sea. A most difficult and dangerous task, and one of extreme importance.
How did you choose the crew for this flight, Mr. Morland?
They were selected on the basis of experience and of compatibility. Projection? Major Perry Roden, the command pilot of the Stardust program. A former NASA astronaut who's logged more flying hours in space than any other pilot. Apart from this, Roden has already made 2 flights to the moon and commanded the recent and highly successful Mars reconnaissance team. Next, we have Captain Bull, who's second in command in the operation. He's a specialist in astral propellants. Here we have Captain Faber. He's an authority of many years' standing in the radio and laser telecommunications field. And Dr. Manoli, who'll be team medic. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope I've managed to convey the essential points of the Stardust flight to you.
What essential points, Mr. Moreland?
Sorry, sir, but I've told you all I know. Just a second. Yes, Moreland.
You know, I'm certain he's been holding back on the reason behind this Stardust thing.
Yeah, he's like the goose with a golden egg, huh?
Thank you, Mr. Michaels. Well, control tells me the countdown's begun. The liftoff's in 38 minutes.
All 3 stages are fueled. Computer readings are constant at D411. How do you read, Roden?
All systems are go.
7.
Then I'll say good luck.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 0 plus 1, 0 plus 2, 0 plus 3, 0 plus 6, 0 plus 9, 0 plus 10.
First stage complete.
Acceleration.
12 to 1 constant.
Velocity?
26,000.
Course?
Steady on 1944.
Congratulations. We seem to have had a perfect liftoff again, Michaels.
Thank you, sir. Let's hope the rest of the flight is as smooth.
For the moment, my main worry is to keep the real reason for this flight well and truly secret.
I must admit our space program has always fascinated me, but this Stardust flight I find particularly interesting.
I have something here you might enjoy listening to, sir.
Yes.
A tape recording of a closed meeting of Intercosmos.
Why is that so interesting?
Because it explains the real reason behind Stardust.
Let's hear it.
About 6 months ago, we took samples of rock from the Newcomb Crater using a robot drill.
We know that, Professor. Just give us the facts.
To put it briefly, these samples indicate that under the fine porous surface of the crater, there exist small deposits of an almost pure metal, which has an atomic density much greater than either cobalt or lithium. If our supposition is correct, then this metal is incredibly valuable.
In fact, beyond value.
But you must have had some idea of this, Mr. Arkin.
I admit I had heard a rumor. We must keep our ears open for the reports on it.
And then, Mr. Arkin?
If they find it, we'll take it.
But what about transportation? The moon's a long way.
That's just a matter of organization.
Ferguson?
The Coast Guards. They searched the San Lorenzo and found the drugs.
They were painful, don't worry.
But the captain and the crew, they'll try to make a deal.
You're afraid the men are going to talk?
Yes, sir. They know enough to break us wide open.
You'd better inform Sector 9, an explosion in the engine room. None of the hands are to reach port.
Right, sir.
It is done, sir.
Good girl. Nicely manicured.
does a computer say, Flipper?
Our orbital entries in 48 seconds. Retros are armed. Angle of incidence exact.
Good. All right. Restore your respiration pill. And put your helmets on. Stardust calling command center.
Command center to Stardust. Reading you loud and clear.
Stardust ready for landing phase.
Roger, Stardust. We're beginning the retro countdown. Now. Completion of first retro phase. How'd it feel?
No worse than a fist in the stomach.
The remote system has you riding an elliptical pole-to-pole orbit.
Exact. We're over the top pole.
We'll begin the second retro phase on your third orbit. That'll be in 9 minutes, 47 seconds.
What the devil's going on?
Computer must have gone crazy.
Both the automatic line twisters are gone.
All right, stay calm. We'll land with manual control. Mike, try putting in the gyroscopic stabilizers.
Hey, baby, fair deal, huh? I didn't go and buy that return ticket for nothing.
Another blank. I've tried all the transmitters.
Can we get a bearing on their position?
No, not till we hear from them.
They have a radio in the exploration vehicle, haven't they?
Yes, if there's anyone left alive to work the thing.
Find the trouble?
Sounds pretty crazy, but there's not a darn thing wrong with it.
That's right. All the electrical equipment should function perfectly well, but for some reason it doesn't.
I've got a feeling that burst of interference was a little too coincidental.
You saying there's a chance it was deliberate?
Well, it's only a hunch, but we must try and find out. I've done some calculating, and I think I've discovered where it came from.
Not far from here?
Yeah, and it's on the side facing the Earth. We'll try contacting control from there. We'll keep in touch with you every 2 hours. Let's go, Mike.
Hey, Perry, that's old Mother Earth. I wish I was in her lap right now.
let's try the radio. Put up a parabolic antenna. It's ready. Stardust to control center. Stardust to control center. Do you read me? Over. Look, Perry. You all right?
Yeah, I'm okay. What was it?
I don't know, but the radio's gone.
Barry, I'm beginning to feel unwanted, you know that? But it seems impossible there could be anyone here.
Want some more good news?
The motor?
Wiped out. Let's get out of here. Let's go.
Look over there. Tell me I'm dreaming.
Well, now at least we know who's here with us.
But who built a thing that size? We haven't even got a motor that could make that monstrosity fly.
But that craft wasn't built on Earth, Mike.
It's pretty eerie, isn't it? I'd prefer a 12-headed, 6-eyed, 8-foot monster to this blasted silence.
Well, I'm quite sure we're being watched, so it isn't likely to. What's the matter? You lost your mind?
No, I just...
Follow me.
Quite an elevator, eh, Perry? And up we go to paradise or possibly hell.
You can take off your helmets. The atmosphere in here is quite safe to breathe.
Well, it's certainly better than inside this goldfish bowl.
Why don't you take yours off, or do you need different air? Our friend's only a robot.
Exactly. Please come in. There's no need to be afraid. Nipanda Nanako.
Well, now, I suppose you two will unscrew your heads and go hide in the closet.
I can understand your resentment, but we always use robots when we first come in contact with other races, since we cannot presume what their reactions will be.
Yours was an aggressive attitude, typical of primitive races.
Primitive? Us? But you're the one that committed the act of aggression, remember?
We simply took over the control of your space vehicle. You were not in any danger.
We only took a few defensive measures, Major Roden.
How do you know my name?
We intercepted your radio messages. It is necessary to be cautious when you find yourself, as we do, in a strange solar system, especially if it's inhabited.
Where do you come from?
From Archon. It's a planet 34 million light years away.
34 million?
My name is Cress, and this is Thora, the commander of our spaceship.
You speak our language perfectly.
A breakdown has kept us here for 5 or 6 of your months, during which we've been able to analyze and learn many of your languages.
It wasn't hard to learn the babble of savages.
I see. With all your science, though, you still haven't been able to repair your spaceship.
Unfortunately, a crash damaged the section containing the robot repairmen.
Chris cannot do anything about it just now. Because he is very ill. He gets weaker every day.
Don't you have a doctor on board with you?
We've never had a need for that word. Our race managed centuries ago to conquer all known diseases. This illness is unknown on Arkham.
Listen, we rough-and-ready cavemen have a doctor with us. Perhaps he can help Crest. Apparently, our species are similar.
Only apparently.
Among our inferior race, the male usually treats a female with respect. But as for you...
Please, Thora didn't mean to offend you. I appreciate your offer very much indeed.
Then let us out of here, and we'll come back in a few hours with the doctor.
We can get him here within seconds.
Nothing? Nothing. I've tried all 4. It's as if a pair of them was swallowed up in a... Hey, listen. What is it? Hey, the ship's moving.
Any news?
Nothing, Mr. Arkin.
So the mission failed. It's a pity about the advance you paid your man.
That means nothing. My dear Cedric, you're forgetting a most important factor.
And that is?
Roden. Our friend is famous for getting himself out of the worst difficulties. Here.
Thank you, sir.
Just keep your ears open.
Yes, sir.
Do you know this illness?
Yep. It's a blood disease. The medical name for it is leukemia.
It's serious, isn't it?
Extremely.
Are you certain? I don't believe our organisms are the same.
They are, though. Medically speaking, they're identical. It's just that genetically you're more ancient. And therefore weaker. More...
degenerate.
It isn't an attractive expression, but that's just about it.
I won't tolerate such libelous insults. You and your ridiculous race are...
Stop provoking him. Yes, Doctor, you've hit on the most serious problem of my race. Our civilization has lasted more than 10,000 years. Genetically, we're used up.
Doc? Is there anything we can do for Crest?
Possibly. An English doctor called Haggard has developed a leukemia serum.
Can we get a hold of it?
There's only one supply. Haggard is still experimenting with it, so we'd have to go to him.
Where?
He runs a hospital in Mombasa, East Africa.
Crest, how'd you like to visit our planet?
I would very much like to visit your planet.
We must let him rest. He's weak. Very weak. It's just that medically speaking, you're more ancient. Therefore...
Could I have a word with you?
Come with me.
I have a question. Why did you enter our solar system?
Crest is one of the last great scientists left on Arkan. We're working together to save our race from extinction.
You've tackled a tough job. How do you expect to stop the natural process of evolution?
By uniting with a younger race.
You wouldn't by chance care to start right away?
No, Major, your race is not at all suitable. Intellectually, you're too inferior. By our rating, you have only reached the 4th stage of development.
And you?
The 9th.
Well, tell me, at the 9th level of development, what happens when a man and a woman are together in a bedroom?
I don't understand. I'm only putting on my flight suit. Oh. Are you saying that a naked girl is of interest to a man?
More or less. I'm content in the 4th stage. But we can talk about that later. The most important thing right now is to get Crest to Earth as quickly as possible. The sooner we find Dr. Haggard and his serum, the better.
I'll think about it.
But there's no time for that. Crest disease is serious. If you release my spaceship, we can leave right away.
I'm certainly not prepared to travel in your tin can.
Well, if nothing else, it works, unlike your highly developed vehicle.
We have a standby. I'm afraid it only does the speed of light. But that's better than your wash tub.
Why don't you stop putting on airs and look at me when I talk to you?
How dare you? That's a very primitive act.
Well, I'm only at stage 4. I can slip to stage 3 very easily.
I know you're computerized, but I'm willing to play. Let's see how brave you are.
I win. 3 aces.
Uh-oh. That's not fair. But you use X-rays to pick out my cards.
Mike, I hate to break up your game, but we're leaving for Earth as soon as possible.
Then why don't I try and get in touch with Control and warn them that we're on our way?
We don't warn anybody. We use the emergency vehicle from this ship and land in a deserted part of Africa, incognito.
Why?
Why? Because the Arkanites are centuries ahead of us in technology. You know what that means?
Certainly. Whoever gets hold of that knowledge could dominate the entire Earth.
Exactly. That's why it's our duty to protect them and their spaceship. Let's go.
So we make the most sensational discovery of all time, and we can't tell anybody. It's crazy.
mind if we're inquisitive?
Go ahead. You wouldn't understand the principles involved anyway.
That's right. For example, we would never understand that this is a gravitational neutralizer. And that controls a magnetic anti-meteorite field. And this one is for,
Comparative fall. Your eyes are very quick, just like your hands.
Thank you. Now I think you'd better put your superior intelligence to work and figure out a way to block out the radar net around the Earth. In about 1 second, we're going to be starring on the screens.
Do you really think so?
Hey, have a look at this.
What's happening?
I don't know. I've never seen anything like this before.
Sure it's not Stardust?
Absolutely, sir. All the radar controllers from Greenland to the Antarctic report the same disturbance.
What the devil's going on?
Come on, come on! Let's get near.
Those robots are great tailors, but they haven't got a clue how to put buttons on.
How do you feel?
Much better, thank you. The air here is very invigorating. Where are we?
Oh, in the desert about 400 miles from Mombasa.
Only it's not deserted, Perry. Over there.
Damn, it's a military vehicle. That means trouble.
Don't worry, I'll take care of it.
What are you going to do? They won't bother us.
Stay where you are, Major Roden, and don't interfere. I make the decisions here. You had better understand that.
Crazy idiot. Braking like that? I didn't, sir.
Driver, back it up. Get ready to fire. Come on, turn this thing around. Fire!
What's the new trick?
The ship is surrounded with a highly active field of energy, which is completely impenetrable.
They only have a machine gun now, but they could come back with something heavier.
Nothing on this Earth of yours could possibly break that field of energy, not even the heaviest of guns. I think I'll have to teach them a lesson. And don't tell me to be patient with those children, Major. Because patience is not a virtue for me.
Activated energy?
It's a gravitational neutralizer. Any material at which it's beamed loses its weight. The vehicle is pushed backwards by the recoil of the machine gun fire.
Dora, stop playing with human lives and bring them down.
You dare to order me around, Major?
Tora. Rwanda Mokodoa.
It isn't necessary to jeopardize human lives.
Thora's disturbed.
Why, because we've been discovered?
Perhaps. But I don't think it was that.
It's busier than Central Park over the weekend.
Yeah, we might just as well land near Mombasa. The important thing now is to keep it secret. We need Dr. Haggard.
Well, let's push on. Isn't it better to move at night?
Yeah, Flipper's right. At least we'll have the advantage of surprise.
Come on. We haven't got all day. Get in. Hurry up. Let's get the hell out of here.
Well, what is it? News about Roden?
Yeah. You might say. But it's more than that. Right here in this message is a way to bring the world within our grasp. Philip.
Yes, sir.
Advise the African sectors to collect at the rendezvous in Mombasa. Phone through to the Mombasa office. I'd like to speak to Wayne. And in 10 minutes, I'll want the Cessna.
Yes, Mr. Ark.
Business in East Africa is looking up. It means the next 48 hours will without any doubt be the crucial point of my...
I have yet to hear a more infantile piece of balderdash. You'll be cashiered or discharged as a lunatic, you hear?
But, General,
Captain,
it's true that...
the African Federation Army is run on discipline, not on jokes.
Yes, sir. This isn't a joke, sir.
You're damn right it isn't, Captain.
Excuse me, sir. A report has just been received at Air Control. An object has been sighted in the Serengeti. They say it's about 50 miles east of the Rift Valley.
Alert Company C, Lieutenant. I'm going to take a look at this object. We're going to pull them out of there and put them under arrest.
It's no use, General. You won't get near it, sir. I tried to tell you before. The bullets we fired...
Don't say it again. You're talking sheer nonsense. There is nothing either terrestrial or extraterrestrial that can stand the blast from one of my 188mm shells.
During the night, we'll land here on the coast 5 miles from Mombasa. You can leave Mike and I and return here with the ship.
And how do we meet up again after we've got Dr. Haggard?
On the moon, you picked up the Stardust and brought it alongside your ship. Can you do that with us?
The device I use to lift Stardust is too large for this vehicle. We only have one on the mothership.
Too bad. Haggard will need his instruments for the operation. Well, we'll have to get a car. And you can pick us up here in the Lorraine swamps.
First hitch.
Which is?
We'll never be able to buy a car. We need money to do that.
That's right. And we don't have it.
Silly, isn't it? Here we are, highly paid astronauts without a penny in our pocket.
You can sell this. It's a very rare element called thenia.
Thenia? What's that in English?
Common mercury.
You mean you couldn't exchange this for one of those cars you've been talking about?
The most you'd get would be a couple of small medical thermometers.
Flora? What substance is this?
Oh, that's nothing. We use that for boats, for washers, and riveting pots together. You call it, carbon?
Oh, boy. On Earth, we have another name for crystallized carbon.
What is it?
Diamond.
I'll be darned. Do you happen to have any spare washers and bolts lying around?
Those are rejects. If they amuse you, you can have them.
Perry, Thora, there's a helicopter coming.
Now, Thora.
I shall be nice to them. So don't worry.
Do you think you're taking me on a tour of the country? Fly straight up the valley, Major.
But the invisible wall, sir.
Good Lord, don't say you believe in that rubbish.
No, sir. The controls don't respond, sir. And the motor's cut out.
Well, I order you to restart the motor.
It's amazing, sir. We should have crashed.
There'll be a perfectly logical explanation for that. But as for this motor breakdown, a board of inquiry will decide on your irresponsibility. I am General Rohn, the Commander-in-Chief of the African Federation Forces. I want to talk to the commanding officer of this object.
You are?
A woman's in command here? I've never heard of anything in the world so ridiculously absurd.
You are referring to this world, but I, General, come from another.
Now that's something we'll see about. The fact remains that you and your machine are trespassing on territory that comes under the jurisdiction of my command.
I landed, General Roon, on the third planet in this very small constellation, which according to our map is numbered 11620.
I couldn't care less about that. You are here illegally. You and your war machine.
This is beginning to get interesting. We're at war, is that it, General?
Well, I wouldn't say that. Though you'd better understand that I'm placing you under arrest. You'll have to come back to headquarters.
You are inside an activated wall of energy. There is literally no way through it. So I advise you to be careful.
That could be interpreted as a declaration of hostilities.
Interpret it as you wish.
Then I take it that you refuse to cooperate.
I refuse, yes. You agree to leave me alone, and you can go, General.
I won't tolerate this! If you force the issue, I'll bring in artillery.
That's not very friendly.
You'd better give up. My troops are here, already prepared for action.
Did you put them in the mountains as well, General?
No, there are no troops there.
Well, then, you go back and watch those mountains.
I see trouble brewing. I think you should have talked to him instead.
Maybe, but we don't want them to know we're on board. Hey, what kind of stunt are you going to pull now?
Just a little demonstration to show the General what I can do.
They're retreating.
They seem to be crystallizing.
They are. It's just a molecular alteration.
So simple, isn't it?
Gentlemen, I think the time has come for us to call an emergency meeting of the General Staff.
Nice to see you again, sir.
How are things progressing, Lonnie?
We've carried out all your instructions, Mr. Arkin, and I've got the teams ready and standing by for further orders.
Good. We'll just wait now for our friends to act.
So far, they haven't done anything. They're still sitting out there in the Serengeti, surrounded by General Roon's troops.
Roon's obviously under the illusion he's going to capture the ship. As soon as we get our hands on it, we'll begin the extermination of his entire force.
If only he knew.
Lonnie. The spaceship, it took off a few minutes ago and disappeared.
Magnificent. They'll be flying right into our trap.
Perfect ballot.
Take this.
What is it?
A security device. This first control encloses you in a bubble of energy. It'll protect only your person. The second is a gravitational neutralizer, which you've seen in operation. And the third button, if you press that, you'll be able to contact me on this television screen.
No playthings for me?
And this is an automatic direction finder. If you're really in a fix, press this button. It'll localize your position and I'll come and get you. I must be out of my mind to trust you with these things.
Why do you give them to me then?
Well, it's just that I wouldn't want you not to return safely. For Crest's sake, of course.
Oh, yeah. Why else, Perry?
Well, for the present, sir, the situation is under control.
But General Roon, just a few minutes ago, that spaceship took off for an unknown destination.
I know, sir, but it returned almost immediately.
So they can come and go as they please, huh?
For the moment, yes, sir. But I'm studying their defense. There has to be a weak point somewhere. And the minute I discover it, I'll...
It's for you, sir.
Thank you, Mitchell. Yes, hello? Very well, thank you. Now we know what happened when our friends made that short trip in their spaceship. It came down near Mombasa. 2 men were landed from it, and then it took off again.
This is the chance we wanted. With all roads in the area blocked, we can check out every suspicious move that's made. Leave it to me. Our friends won't last long.
What's the matter with you?
You don't smoke, so you wouldn't understand, but I haven't touched a cigarette for 3 days. It's painful. Hey, fella. Maybe you'd like to make a real big deal.
All right.
Just 1 cigarette or a diamond.
I'm sorry, sir, but your ancestors cheated mine, you know, trading with little bits of colored glass. And there's no reason you're any different. If you want to buy something, then let's see the color of your money.
My friend is only joking. Do a thing like that again and we'll never get haggard.
Sir, may I have a word with you? I see you're strangers. May I be of any assistance?
No thanks.
Would you like to have some fun, huh? I have some very young girls. Very young, actually. Whatever you want. Whenever you want.
How about an automobile?
But of course, I will take you to Saryman. He will help you. Follow me, follow me. Please, sir, just wait one moment.
Barry, this would suit us fine.
Good morning, sir. My friend tells me you're interested in buying an automobile.
How much for the Land Rover?
Oh, you have impeccable taste, sir. With one glance, you have chosen the best vehicle I have. It's hedge-roll, practically new. Look at the tires and the bodywork. The motor is a precision instrument.
Look, we're in a hurry. How much?
Well, really, I don't know whether to sell it or to keep it for myself. It's such a perfect machine.
Well, I wouldn't want to break your heart by taking it away. Come on.
One moment. As a favor to a friend. All right. I'll sell it to you.
How much?
$1,500. The price to you.
Dollars?
Oh, no. Sterling.
We'll find another.
1,200.
8.
1,000.
Now we can talk.
This will ruin me.
Well, you can make it up if you'll exchange it for some diamonds.
First, I'd have to... It requires expert examination. This way, please. Inform the others. Now, please make yourselves comfortable.
As you can see, it's worth more than £1,000.
Yes, it's not bad. But this is not the same diamond that you showed me before. That one was bigger. I'm very hurt that you tried to take me in, gentlemen. Well, let me see the others.
You heard him. The diamonds. Where are they, Mac?
Okay. Is 2 against 3 fair?
Darn right.
Come on.
Huh? He was mine.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Right here.
Pretty good.
Stage 4 certainly has a lot of advantages, but a combination...
Look out.